Shalom, Kal Halal Yahawah, bahasham Yahawashi, bahasham Rucha Kwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of great millstone that rule well and labor in his word and doctrine. And shalom to the hopeful elect, waiting on deliverance from Yahawah, bahasham Yahawashi, man, woman, and child scattered across the whole four corners of the earth. Today we have RT, which is Russia Today, which is obviously a Russian outlet of news. And it's in the segment of USA News. It's from yesterday, which was the 1st of February of 2021, which is the year of the hasting of the coming of the day of Yahawah, bahasham Yahawashi. And the title of this is Elon Musk says his Neuralink startup has a brain-chipped monkey who plays video games. It says Elon Musk has claimed that one of his startup companies has a testing facility where a very happy lab monkey with a brain chip implant can play video games. And of course this brain chip is going into the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast, which is going to try and implement in the forehead of them. And really they're using Elon Musk as the forefront, but doesn't necessitate that it's just him alone that's sort of come up with this by his own device. It says Tesla and SpaceX CEO Elon Musk made the claim during a live stream for fans on the invitation-only conference app Clubhouse on Sunday evening, during which he spoke about his neurotechnology company Neuralink. This is him saying, "We have a monkey with a wireless implant in their skull with tiny wires who can play video games with his mind," Musk claimed, adding, "You can't see where the implant is and he's a happy monkey." And a lot of you are going to be happy monkeys, man, trying to take this and really trusting in the shadow of Egypt, waiting on deliverance, because all of this is trying to bring the gospel on the left hand. These are the good tidings that you can conquer death, be immortal, all of the things that Yahawashi promised. But on the left hand, trying to climb up some other way, which will make you a thief and a robber. It says the world's richest man, which he really is not. The world's richest man went on to claim that Neuralink has the nicest monkey facilities in the world and wants the monkeys to play mind pong with each other. Musk has previously compared the Neuralink chip to a Fitbit in your skull with tiny wires of the devil. A Fitbit in your skull with tiny wires in reference to the popular smartwatches. So they want to smartwatch your brain, smart chip you, which is linked to the smart cities and the fourth industrial revolution. It said last year Musk showed off several pigs which had the chips in their skulls, including one pig named Dorothy, who had the chip removed. If you take it and you try and remove it, you've already marked yourself, man. You've already got that all. You've already got the name of the beast. You've put your name on it. Because when you are penetrated by a man as a woman, then his name is put upon you, just like Israel was surnamed by Yahawah, bahasham Yahawashi, even espoused as a chaste virgin to Hamashiach. And that's what it is. It's that all. It's that, again, another physical all, and it's marking that you want to serve your master forever. It said last year, I've read that. It said what Dorothy illustrates is that you can put in the Neuralink, remove it, and be healthy, happy, and indistinguishable from a normal pig, Musk declared at the time. And what is that? That's that serpent saying to Eve, "You shall not surely die." You can be healthy, happy, and indistinguishable from a normal pig. But really you can't. You're marked. As we know, all things are recorded in the heavens, man. The Lord's eyes 1,000 times bright. It's deceit, man. And it's ultimately it's miracles. He's trying to a lot of Jake's gonna fall for it, but that's the will of the Lord. It said video of the chipped monkey will be released in about a month, Bloomberg reported. The billionaire's goal is for the technology. I'm sure there's trillionaires as well, so how can we be the richest man? But the billionaire's goal is for the technology to eventually be used by humans who could control devices like smartphones with their brain and devices. Today it means like technological things, but a device is really just a thought or a an imagination. I think a machination. I think that's the correct word. Which we're going to machine. We'll leave that for now. But look that. It says on Twitter, Musk said that the short-term benefit would solve brain or spine injuries, with the long-term potential being human AI symbiosis. Let's get the word symbiosis. Made a meal of that. Come on, man. Right. Symbiosis, 1976 as a biological term. Bio going back to Greek bios meaning life, and logical meaning word, or today it means sort of study of in the colloquial use. It's a biological term, a union for life of two different organisms based on mutually benefit. Really, that's to say mutual benefit. From Greek, symbiosis, so it's straight up a Greek word. A living together, symbion, live together. From symbios, one living together with another partner, companion, husband or wife. And what did we just talk about? How we were espoused to the Lord. So they want us to be espoused to technology, which is really the vibration. It's the name of Esau, man. Together, yes, sin. S-Y-N, that is. If we can find any synagogue, yeah, that's a good one. I'm sure you can think of many words. You are synthetic, but sin, if you just put that S-Y-N, synagogue, sin and agian, so put emotion, to be emotion together, to congregate, con being Latin, I think, for, actually while we're here we'll look at machination. Machination, a plotting, an intrigue from Old French, machination, plot, conspiracy, scheming, intrigue. Yep, it goes back to machine. So this is the machination of the machines. I'm trying to mix you up with that. Let's see. We've got this. Musk's goal, however, has been dismissed by some critics, including one of the UK's top neurosurgeons, Dr. Henry Marsh, who called it fairy tales. I'm not saying it's impossible, but at present level of neuroscience and technology, there's no way we can do it, and they're always going to hold back. If they're making mention of something, best know they can do it at that time, innit? When we're talking about these ideas or ideals, like they'll release a certain technology or like an iPhone or whatever, and they'll already be working on their finished the next one, so they can then get on and do it. So they're on job, and they've always got to play both sides, so they can sort of say, well, like two horns as a laminate, the plebeians, the patricians, Democrats, Republicans, Conservatives, Labour, all of that. So yeah, man, there you have it. Job chapter 5 verse 12, he disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. Psalm 10 and 2, the wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. Psalm 33 and 10, Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi bringeth the counsel of the heathen to naught. He maketh the devices of the people of none effect. And against the elect there will be there's no device that can go against the elect. If they're elect to be delivered and really get that salvation, you can't throw it off, man. Even if you did everything you wanted, everything you could, and you've already been predestinated, there's no way you can get around it. But obviously if you're of that, you're going to be doing the things that the elect are prophesied to do. There you are, Proverbs 19 and 21. There are many devices in a man's heart, nevertheless the counsel of Yahawah, that shall stand. And here we are, we've got 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Let's get the word Satan here. Hashatan. It's going to tell us it's from, where are we? On, sometimes it does that, the word underneath. See how it's got a sort of pointing? It's going to tell you it's from the Hebrew. Well, let me pause this real quick. So that last bit, that said it was 144. that recording length just then. Anyway, so we've got this word.
Strong's G 4567. Satanas.
Satanas, it says an adversary. Oh.
Satan.
Alright. It says adversary, one who opposes another in purpose or act. And they're opposing the Heavenly Father. Like they know. And let's go from there. Genesis 27. Yep. And Genesis 27 and 34. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, Bless me, even me also, my father. And he said, Thy brother came with subtlety, and hath taken away thy blessing. And that's Yahawah. That's the supplanter. That's why he says this. He says, and he said, Is not he rightly named Jacob? For he hath supplanted me these 2 times. I forgot I even said that. That's perfect. So he was saying, is he not rightly called the supplanter? And even going into the 1,000 years where Hashatan, the adversary, was bound in the bottomless pit, that being Europe, that was a supplanting, a usurping even. For he hath supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. And he said, Hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And that's, well, keep reading. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, The days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. And that continued even through Ezekiel 35. Talks about that. Ezekiel 35 and 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel, that being the children of Yahawah, the children of the supplanters. His name was changed to Israel when he wrestled with halalyam. So the name changed from a supplanter to Yasharallah, that being he, Prince Power, Yah, Shar, Allah, by the force of the sword. And again, that was what he was blessed with in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. And that's why when you have Revelation 13 talking about that beast, that being the Roman system, or really the Edomite system, the 7 heads going back to EU, going back to NATO, and the 10 horns going back to the EU. And then it tells you about Revelation 13 and 9, If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. And why is that? Because Esau was blessed with the sword. Even 2 Ezra 6 and 9, it tells you Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of that followeth, because Jacob again will supplant. Let's see what we can get in terms of not translation comparison. See, not even that. We'll try again. Let's see what Chuck Smith has to say on this, man. Oh, he's not making mention of it. Oh no. Let's see what he's got. And if you want to talk about the Antichrist, the singular one, or the most against the anointed, well, who was the one that led them into captivity and killed them with the sword? Who is this referring to? It's referring to that fourth beast. Or, well, yeah, it is. And then what comes out of it is that 11th horn, or the other beast in verse 11. So he'll give you all this about the Antichrist, but some of it, the sentiment of what he's saying here is true. So it says, he's got the first part, leadeth into captivity, goes into captivity. It said, now the Antichrist, so the one that's against the anointed. And who are the anointed? The children of Israel. Now the anti-anointed is making war against the saints. And who are the saints? Read Psalm 50 and 5. Read Psalm 148 and 14. Taking them captives, destroying them, but they that live by the sword will die by the sword. Those that take those believers into captivity will themselves soon be taken into captivity. And it's not even just the believers on this side, because it's talking about thou hast shed the blood of the children of Israel. Well, 2/3, they're not believers. They're not by any means elected, except being elected for destruction. But still, they are the prized possession, even the apple of the Lord's eye. Said, he that kills with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and faith of the saints. And Chuck Smith says, so it is a word of encouragement to the saints who are going to be experiencing the horrible persecution from the anti-anointed. And there is a horrible persecution. That'll be Jacob's trouble. Right, we've already experienced some persecution, but none like what will come. So Jeremiah 13:7, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it, is even the time of Jacob's trouble. But he shall be saved out of it, he being the elect, the supplanter, the ones that will rise up, even the first fruits, after the first fruits of many brethren. So 2 Corinthians 11. Or was it 2 Corinthians 2? Salakia. 2 Corinthians 2 and 11, I think. Yep. And we're going to this word, Satanas. I've done it again. There it is. Satanas, an adversary, one who opposes another in purpose or act. So who's against, adverse to the anointed ones. That you could say Antichrist. The name given to, it says the prince of evil spirits. The inveterate, I didn't know how to say that. The inveterate adversary of the Lord and His Son. Or they've put God and Christ. Obviously the Most High, as the word calls God. His name is Yahawah. And His anointed, His Mashiach, is Yahawashi. He incites apostasy from the Most High into sin, circumventing men by his wiles. It talks about the wiles of the devil. Wiles, as I said with the wires earlier. The worshippers of idols are said to be under his control. Well, there's a lot of leaven in there, so we'll just allow the rest. And here's one, Matthew 12 and 26. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? And that was talking when they're trying to accuse him that he did the power. He did what he did by the left hand. Well, he's like, well, how am I casting out Satan by the power of Satan? But then how is the adversary casting out the adversary? That's sedition. A sedition among men. Ignorant of his devices. Let's get this word.
Strong's G 3540. Naima.
A mental perception, thought, and evil purpose. That which thinks the mind, thoughts, or purposes. So you've got mind 4 times, device once, thought once. Second Corinthians 4 and 4, in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Hamashiach, who is the image of Yahawah, should shine unto them. So that's their devices. Blinded their devices. Yep. Yeah, there you are, 2 Corinthians 11 and 3. But I fear, lest by any means as a serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety, so your minds should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Hamashiach. And that's what they're trying to do. Well, you can live a happy, healthy, and can't remember the other word, but life after you take this. But no, there's a judgment for that, man. We've not even hit the main point yet. So that was talking about Rome. Then you got Revelation 13 and 11, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. And you notice the first beast comes up out of the sea. Okay. Two horns like a lamb. So again, that's playing both sides, just as in the article. And he spake as a dragon. Let's get the word dragon there.
Strong's G 1404.
Drakon, and he will come with draconian measures. Dragon. All of these seem to be in Revelation still. And then we'll just hit the main point, man. Revelation 13 and 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And the foreheads, that would correlate with how they're trying to chip in the Salakia, how they're trying to chip in the brain with that thing known as Neuralink. Where have we gone? Or in their foreheads, that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, the charagma, or the name of the beast, again being surnamed, or the number of his name, his vibration. And it goes on to tell you what the number of name is, and it's the number of a man. The number of the beast is the number of the man. And you have that film, The Planet of the Apes, it talks about beware of the beast man. Alright, how he would destroy, I can't remember it exactly now, went into it a while back, but how he would destroy his brother. Effectively, it is basically a parallel of Esau and Jacob, and it brings up Isaiah 14 and 21 about not letting him live, that he would rise and possess enough cities and bring a lot of destruction. But these are the times we're going into. And you also have, what was it again? You had, central bank. Let me find it. Lord willing, this will just be a quick hit. But this is CBC News. It says central banks must move faster on digital currencies amid crime pestilence. Bank of Canada says, and this was earlier last year. But these are all, when you piece it together, you can see how they're trying to push the idea cash is no longer king, that you might have the pestilence on the banknotes, so it's just quicker. There's also another one that I had desired to find, but I couldn't manage to find it. I just want to hit it quickly anyway. So it says, Bank of Canada official says pandemic-related shifts in how people shop means central banks must speed up work on creating their own digital currencies. Crime pestilence has meant more people are shopping online, and foot traffic for brick-and-mortar storefronts hasn't caught up to pre-pandemic levels for many small and medium-sized businesses. So it'll be the widening of the gap. Bank of Canada Deputy Timothy Lane says that shift in spending habits coupled with the speed of technological developments has narrowed the window to deliver a digital currency issued by the central bank. And how we see this is it's all ramping up for the RFID microchip, whether in your hand, and you've seen numerous things of how you could pay with this and how it's more convenient and how it's going to help and it's going to save lives and all of these things, doing great miracles, even in the sight of the beast. Where was he? That's about it, really. That's about it, and I won't keep you too long. But anyway, I pray that was edifying. On to the next one, Lord willing. Giving all praises to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, Shalom.